Well, what a great way to start the morning here at the North American, and I'm really excited to get to work across the ring from someone who means a lot to me and gave me a lot of opportunities through my younger years. I know I'm still kind of in that growing stage as a human, but I really appreciate the opportunity to get to work across the ring from John. He means a lot to my husband and I. Both were coached by him, and so it's a really great opportunity to kind of get back and make it come full circle. With that being said, what a really good heat of young people here as we kind of get calibrated out and start. I kept four back. I thought this was an incredibly deep heat. I told the young man in the bright pink shirt I thought he did a really nice job. A couple times got a little close for me. I'm big on first impressions. I'm big on being getting and finding the holes. We're going to work through these showmen a little bit harder here in the next heat, but please put your hands together for all those exhibiting our first heat of showmen.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's just an honor to be here at the North American. As Emily mentioned, I'm just really thrilled to be working alongside her today. I just retired from 30 years in education, and to get the opportunity to work with one of my former students and to watch her kind of do her thing, it's really exciting. And I think we get started here in this younger group, and I heard a show judge not long ago talk about how he was really concerned about the future. I don't feel that way. I don't. I'm going to be 60 years old here in just a few weeks, and when you get out here and you get on the green shavings and you look at the white fence and then you look at the young people too, it's pretty hard not to be excited and optimistic. This is just a blast. So we're going to keep back three folks out of this particular heat. Young man here, 389, is going to be invited back for the next heat, as well as the young lady in the pink shirt here. I think her number is 304. And then we've got a young lady driving a red gilt here. This young lady right here, 329, will come back. Great job to everybody. And the younger folks, one of the big things we want to really pay attention to is eye contact with the judge and keeping up and keeping your hog moving. That's maybe why some of those folks get excused, but let's give all these young people a really nice hand as we begin the day.
Callbacks out of Division 1, Heat A in Ring A. Scarlett Farr from Indiana. Kerrigan Riggs, Indiana. Carter Russell, Ohio. Please put your hands together for each of those individuals. Your callbacks out of Division 4, Heat A, Maggie Mosley, Florida. Madison Scarborough, Indiana. Luke Vernon, South Carolina. And Ava Valerie, Ohio. Those are your callbacks out of Division 4, Heat A.
Another really good heat here of just a lot of differences, I guess, in the way that we like to show and get it done. A young man here, and with the spot gilt, probably gets an honorable mention, comes out the gate really hard. I just lost you and kind of gravitated towards the edges a little bit more than probably what I would deem ideal. But again, he does a very nice job. Told the young man with kind of the chromed up gilt over here a couple of times, just kind of, again, gravitated away. And it's going to get a little clustery out here, I know, but it's how we kind of work through that and find those passes and get those good looks. Put your hands together for these young people as they head back to their pins.
Okay, as we step up here in our second division, I think things get a little bit deeper in terms of young people that really do a nice job. As a result of that, we're going to go just a little bit deeper in this class than we did in the previous class. But again, I think a really nice step up, and young people that have really got a good future to them. You know, if you get excused and you go back and you don't make the final heat, always keep one thing in mind. Every judge kind of looks for something a little bit different. Don't get discouraged. I think one of the big things that we can really teach young people is resilience and the understanding that, you know, on one given day it may not just be good enough for one guy, but on another day it might be great for another guy. We've got, again, I think some really good showmen out here, but the people that are going to come back for the next heat is this young lady right here, number 137. Number 284 right here will come back as well. The young lady right here in the pink will also be invited back. And then the young lady up along the fence with the Tamworth Guild, she'll come back as well. Let's give everybody else a nice hand and thank everybody for coming on out.
Results and callbacks out of Division 4 Heat B. Congratulations to Avery Hess from Indiana, Owen Russell, Ohio, Maddie Bronct, Ohio, and Caleb Chamberlain, Maryland. Callbacks and results out of Division 1 Heat B. Ruby Rains, Ohio, Brecken Dreyer, Illinois, Raylan Kilmer, Indiana, and Emerson Brunau, Indiana.
another good set here, and I think this completes our first division. So I think we ended up basically with right at 10 for this particular division, and I think it's going to be kind of fun to work through this top end group. But again, young people, great job. You know, I think it amazes me how good young people are nowadays at this craft. Few weeks ago, my daughter left the house for the first time in her life, and as in any situation, you know, there were a few tears and a lot of trepidation, I guess you might say. But I remember telling her one thing. You know, you'll do things in your life that I never dreamed of doing. And when I kind of see these kids out here at this age and compare myself, and it's been a long time since then, to really watch what they do, they're going to do things that I never dreamed of doing. Young man here in the red's going to come back. Congratulations to you. 108, the young man with the blue belted barrow, and then the young man in the lime green vest will also come back for our final heat. Congratulations to all you folks. Thank you.
Let's put our hands together for another really good set of young people out here. We kept 3 back. We're going to bring back for this division. We've got some variation just in terms of how our partners are reacting to this situation, I would say is the way that best describes it. But again, you know, as they head back to the ring, just remember, you know, it's one person's opinion on one given day, and we can, you know, sort and resort a lot of these things. But they all did a really good job, and let's give them one more big round of applause.
Results, Division 1, Heat C. Cooper McNeil, Ohio. Maddox Thompson, Indiana. And Caden Ishmael, Indiana. Those are your callbacks. Division 1, Heat C. Your callbacks, Division 4, Heat C, Ring B. Congratulations to Dylan Edwards, Indiana, Billy Faith Fulcher, North Carolina, and Abigail Colopy, Ohio.
Well, what an excellent group here. We are going to keep two back. We just got some partner issues, is the way I would describe it, with these this set of Hogs and Showman out here. We got some partners that just the speed and pace for me is what I want to kind of change and really kind of fix for the next go round, in my opinion. But shoot, I mean, what a great group of young people. If you could send them back with a big round of applause, I thought they just did an excellent job out here.
Results out of Division 4, Heat D and Ring B. Congratulations to Jama Viger from Indiana and Lydia Caverman from Ohio.
Well, we're wrapping up Division 1 here, and boy, it's sure a good start. And I think, you know, we've gone ahead and placed the group here from 4 on down to 10. Let's give all these young people here a really nice round of applause for a great job. I think, you know, as you get into these younger folks, things sort up from time to time in terms of people that really do a nice job. And, you know, the one thing I will say is you got a lot of good years ahead of you, folks, all of you in the ring, all of you that are penned right now, and all of you that participated. It's one of the great experiences that you can have is to show hogs and to grow up in agriculture and to learn some pretty important values. And then to get the opportunity to do it in this environment is just spectacular. It'll be things that you'll remember for a long time. So as we get into these top 3 here, to me there's really one young person that surfaces. I think, you know, some of the things that I look for in a good showman is somebody who keeps the hog at a good pace, who really does a great job of kind of making the hog the star, keeps peeled in on me and shows me all the angles that I want to see. And that young person is this young man right here in the red. He's quite a stick. Congratulations to you, young man. After that, I think we've got a couple of really close showmen right here. The one young person I think's really done a consistent job all the way through. And one thing that's very obvious as you kind of get in here, all these young people, it's not the first time they've seen their project. But young lady, you're going to be second in this class. Congratulations to you. And that'll leave the young man here in the blue. One having a hog there that's maybe getting a little heated up and a little bit locked up. And I've had those in the past. Those are no fun to show, but he stayed pretty consistent. I'd say you're just a little bit further forward on that hog as you show him. And then, too, as that hog wanted to get up along the side, you were maybe just between me and him. So I think all those kids did a nice job. Let's bring out number 4 here, young lady, if you'd bring out your pig. Nice job, buddy. This young lady's really a nice stick, very calm, cool, and collected. I think the one thing I'd like to see maybe as you kind of get a little bit older and continue to improve is just maintain a little better eye contact with the judge. But certainly one that the hog's just super well presented. She presents herself well. I really like that. Young lady in the pink coming out here, again, very fluid, very smooth, particularly for this age. Does a nice job keeping that barrow's head up and keeping it pretty natural there as well. Again, maybe the eye contact piece would be something that I'd improve just a little bit. That's not a problem with this young man coming out here next. He stays peeled on me the whole time. Maybe tends to overuse that whip just a hair, you know, and I think we always want to make sure we use that as a guiding tool, but good job. As we move on down the line here, young man coming out here next, just need to improve the eye contact a little bit. Certainly a well-presented barrow, presents himself well, really looks the part out here. Young lady with the Tamworth does a nice job as well. maybe that hog's getting just a little further ahead of you at times. Just kind of maintain a little better control there. Young lady coming out here next does a good job too. You know, again, one that maybe just kind of needs to gain a little bit more control out here in the ring. Young lady that completes the class does a great job as well. Kind of the same situation in 9 and 8 both. But let's give, again, all these young people a nice hand. We'll move on to Division 2.
Your results in top 10 in Division 1. Congratulations, beating them all in Division 1, Maddox Thompson, Indiana. Second, in reserve, Brecken Dreyer, Illinois. Third, Caden Ishmael, Indiana. Fourth, Raylan Kilmer, Indiana. Fifth, Emerson Bernau, Indiana. Sixth, Carter Russell, Ohio. Seventh, Cooper McNeil, Ohio. Eighth, Ruby Rains, Ohio. 9th, Kerrigan Riggs, Indiana. And 10th, Scarlett Farr, Indiana. We are now showing Division 2 Heat A.
An excellent heat out here as we round out this division. I think that it goes quite a bit deeper. You know, I guess if you would have told me when we got in this heat that this was maybe getting a semifinal, I think that would fit this heat very well. To me, personally, I think we've just got some differences and some variations. We've got a few more kids doing it the way that I like to see it, and that's just the way it goes, you know. And so I don't want to take anything away from these kids that are heading back to their pens, because I think that we've got a few that do an excellent job. And if we were shifted a little bit in terms of heats, you know, things might shake out a little differently. But man, what a good job. And these young kids are just getting out here and working very hard, and enjoy the experience this weekend. Put your hands together as they head back to their pens.
Results out of Division 4, Heat E, Landon Rohr, Ohio, Lizzie Mabry, Arkansas, Hannah Cooper, North Carolina, Bailey Sliger, Indiana. Those are your callbacks out of Heat E, Division 4.
Excellent start to division number 2, and as Emily and I kind of chatted there, and since she was here last year, I said instead of arm wrestling or flipping a coin here, we're going to let you have your choice of which direction she wanted to go and what ring she wanted to work, and she said she'd take the older kids, and so I'm here with the younger group, and the one thing that's very obvious is that as we get a little bit older now, we run into some kids that really have some skills, and it's going to get tougher as the day goes along. I'm thoroughly confident in that. We got a lot of good ones out here. It does sort down to what I, just kind of favor a little bit more, and that's an important thing to remember again, young people, is that just because it doesn't work out for you today doesn't mean it won't work out for you later. Different day, different judge, all those kind of things. But in terms of who we're going to invite back for the final heat, the young lady here with the Black Hog 283 is going to come back. So congratulations to her. Young lady in the pink right here with the Yorkshire Barrow, I think, what's your number? 144? 244. She'll come back. And then the young lady with the Hampshire Gilt right here, number 165. She'll come back as well. Once again, congratulations to all you young folks. Enjoy the rest of the North American. Thanks.
Results out of Division II, Heat A. Congratulations to Kinley Hill, Indiana, Millie Foster, Arkansas, and Brenna Dreyer, Illinois. Those are your callbacks out of Division II, Heat A.
You know, earlier this morning, John and I were sitting there talking, and we were talking about how, and he reminded me of something that I think is always good to share. And it's not about how, as when you grab the mic, it's your job to make sure you get it done right and that you do it right. We were talking about just big shows and got to go fast or whatever, got to go slow if it's a smaller show, whatever. And we're talking about how, it's just your judge's job when you grab that mic and they stand in the ring today to do what you think is right and however long that might take you. And I kept a few back, and so the 10 that are in the pens, we're going to sort those a little harder. But these, I think we got 7 out here. I think I can count 7-ish that just did an excellent job. And there's just a few things we might want to tweak and change. I'm not a big hugger, as people like to say. If you know me, I don't really like hugs. I don't really like when you get too close to me. So, distance is a big thing for me, and I like the fact when you can kind of keep it smooth at a comfortable pace and not over whip them. And sometimes we just had those turns that are a little too tight, a little too sharp. And I don't want to say that we're doing it perfect over here in the top 10. But I think we're doing it really, really close to right all the time. So as we release these young people, put your hands together. We're going to sort through the semifinal, and we'll get you a top 10.
another good division out here, or another good heat as we work through Division 2. Another good group of young people, and again, the differences get slighter, and again, most of it being just kind of one man's preference in terms of what you do and how you do it. But we're going to keep 3 back from this particular heat. Young man here in the orange plaid, blue shirt with the red barrel, he's going to come back for our final heat, as well as the young man right here with this Black Hog 177. And then the young lady in the pink here with this Hampshire Guild will be invited back for the final heat. Great job, everybody. Really well done. Let's give them a hand as they head on back.
Results out of Division 2, Heat B, Ring A. Congratulations to Cora Roar, Ohio, Kirby Kocher, Kansas, and Deegan Sheldon, Indiana. Those are your callbacks out of Division 2, Heat B.
What a great group here in this division. It's funny, and there's a lot of people ringside that are watching, and my 5-year-old Reed is with us today. And last night I asked him, I said, Reed, are you excited to watch me judge? He's like, you did that last year, Mommy. I'm going to go find the ducks, because that's what he thinks is important at the North American. So I appreciate the fact that all these kids are getting out here and just doing a really good job for me, and it means a lot. They're all just such excellent showmen who do probably a few things the best out of everyone here, in my opinion, and how we kind of handle a few circumstances and our speed and our pace and our intensity and how we kind of work around the ring and find those open spaces and those smooth drives. For me, I think there's probably one that has just done the most close to fault-free job out of anybody out here. They came out the gate really intense. They do an excellent job of maneuvering a hog that at times you can tell they're starting to really kind of have the endurance questioned, I guess is how the way I would put it, and they just do an excellent job. Young lady in the pink shirt's going to be our champion in this age division. As we kind of go down the line there, I think that there's a lot of conversation here, but the young lady in the orange sweater is going to go next. I think that she is just a really calm, cool, collected kind of a showman. At times, we're not quite as aggressive as a few out here, but I think that she does a really good job of keeping a comfortable pace the entire time. I think those two particularly could probably walk those hogs forever and they never get tired out. I think they just do an excellent job. I really like their stance and their pace. You know, the young lady here in the striped shirt's going to go next, and you kind of grew on me is the way I would describe it. You're kind of the showman that reminds me a lot of my niece when she shows. You know, we don't grab you quite as fast right out the gate, but I think as we go, you are hard to pick a hole in, and I really like that. You know, you're just an excellent showman who does a really good job. Were we quite as hard to hit you when you come out the gate? No, I think that's probably what we could work on for the next time. Just kind of grab my attention and find a spot a little bit quicker, but a really, really good job. Young lady here in the blue is going to go next, and I think that you are just so smooth. You are smooth, smooth, smooth. I really like the way you turn. We should probably teach everyone to turn weren't as comfortable as you and that gilt do. At times, though, we kind of drift off, and I lose you every once in a while, and I kind of look for you, and I have to search for you, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, give yourself a break and out of the action, but I don't want to have to kind of look up and look for you too many times for me. But again, you do an excellent job moving and working around that hog, as good as what we've seen in this division. Young man here, I think that you're kind of a show to win kind of dude, and I like that. At times, I think that, do we overwhip? For me, I think it's just enough. That barrel's starting to kind of lose that pace a little bit, and that's probably what we can want to fix for the next time. But he hung out there with a bunch of them and does a really, really nice job. As we move on down the line here in pen 6, 7, and 8, 9 and 10, these kids are just doing a great job. Told the young lady a few times I kind of lost you in the heat of things. Young man here with the white hog that's coming out next is one that come out the gate. I was like, man, this kid is cool. He does an excellent job. That hog is kind of working against him. That gild is wanting to kind of take a shift and really kind of work a little too fast. He's having to kind of overcompensate a little bit. Young man with the red gild is coming out next, and I think this one has a lot of good pieces. He's an excellent showman. I like his stance because obviously when you're taller, it's a little bit harder to kind of bend down and get aggressive, but I think he does a very nice job maneuvering. At times, though, are we a little over-aggressive? I think so for me. Young lady here at the blue hog comes out, and I told her she's smooth as silk again. She's one that you can tell doesn't get rattled by very much. That barrel just wanting to kind of work a little bit too fast today. I told the young man coming out of pen 10, he's another one of those showmen that remind me if we're going to have to stick one for the grand drive, he's probably one you want on there because he does just an excellent job. I really like how he is so attentive to that head. That's the most important thing to him, is making sure that barrel's head is up, and I appreciate that. At times we're not quite as smooth working around the hog. What a great group of young people. Put your hands together for those top 10 individuals.
Another nice set out here. We're in heat 3 of 5 in this particular division, and I think as we get out here, we want to be just very conscious of how many folks we have out in the ring in the final heat. Been very comfortable with the first two groups that we've had. Equally as comfortable here, but in this case, I think we're going to keep 2 people back out of this particular drive. I guess the one thing you really notice, I coached a judging team at Lakeland College for 19 years, and one thing I always told our young people is number one, I can't want to win more than you do, and number 2, show me how much you want to win. And when you kind of get out here amongst these kids, you really see how much they want it, and so it's always tough to tell a couple yes and a balance of them no. But the 2 people that are going to come back in this particular drive, the young man here in the paisley shirt with the Hampshire pig is going to come back. He does a nice job. Young lady number 345 is going to come back as well. Everybody else, thanks so much for coming out today. Great job, guys. Let's give them a good hand.
Your results out of Division II, Heat C. Congratulations, Piper Unger, Indiana, and Carson Kilmer, Indiana. Those are your callbacks out of Division II, Heat C. Your Division IV, Top 10. Congratulations, your champion, and beating them all, Jama Viger, Indiana. Reserve, Billy Faith Fulcher, North Carolina. 3rd, Lizzie Mabry, Arkansas. 4th, Ava Valerie, Ohio. 5th, Owen Russell, Ohio. 6th, Bailey Sliger, Indiana. 7th, Luke Vernon, South Carolina. 8th, Caleb Chamelin, Maryland. 9th, Maddie Balt, Ohio. And 10th, Landon Rohr. Those are your top 10 for Division IV.
Another really good set out here as we head into our next division. There's some differences and probably have some partners that are wanting to drift a little bit for me. Staying in the heat of things, not being afraid to kind of get a little dirty out here. I don't think that's a bad thing. We kind of have just a few that as we kind of pass through, we had 1 or 2 good passes, and then I kind of lose you. And so, there's a couple that I think it's just kind of your stance and your presence as you kind of work around the hog for me. But a really good set. Please put your hands together as we excuse these guys back to their pens.
Your results out of Division V, Heat A. Congratulations to Katie Peacock from Georgia and Noah Lang from Ohio. Those are your callbacks, Division V, Heat A. We are now showing Division V, Heat B. As our judges sort through our showmanship classes this morning, I'd like to introduce your evaluator in Ring A. His name is Mr. John Althouse from Illinois. He was a member of the livestock judging team at Western Illinois University and was involved with the livestock judging team at Lakeland Community College successfully for over 20 years. After advancing through the ranks of department head and the dean of the Ag College, John is now retired and is enjoying time with his family. If you would, please put your hands together for Mr. John Althouse from Illinois in Ring A. I'd like to introduce your evaluator in Ring B, Miss Emily Miller. Emily and her husband Seth live in Haskins, Ohio. They have 3 children, Reed, Brooks, and Della. Emily is a graduate of Lakeland College and The Ohio State University, where she was a member of the livestock judging team and the assistant coach during her time at OSU. Currently, Emily is a marketing agent for the Went Group and Showpig.com. Seth and Emily are the owners and operators of Seth Miller Show Steers, selling steers and heifers to 4-H and FFA exhibitors across the Midwest. In addition, they raise show pigs on Emily's home farm with her dad and niece Claire. The Millers are active members of the Bowling Green Alliance Church and help support numerous family activities on and off the farm. If you would, please put your hands together for Mrs. Emily Miller in Ring B.
Well, you know, Emily made a comment a little bit earlier, I heard, and as we were discussing things about speed, and, you know, I do tend to crank it down just a little bit as we get into some of these deeper kids, because the cuts of who comes or who stays and who goes, at least in my mind, I have to be very comfortable with it. I know you folks invest a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of $5 diesel to get to this place, and I want to make sure that, at least in my mind, I'm 100% comfortable with what we're doing. So with that said, we're going to keep 2 back from this particular drive. Young lady here with the blue jacket and the belted pig, number 380, is going to come back, as well as the young lady with the red barrel right here number 351. And so those two will be invited back for the final heat. Once again, congratulations to everybody in this group.
You know, it's one of those things where when you're judging and you got the mic and you're kind of looking out, you might catch kids do things and you might see things you're like, oh, I wish that went a little different for both of us. And then there's times where I'm going to miss things. I don't see it. It's not, my peripheral vision's pretty good, but it doesn't see anything that's going on. Doesn't see everything that's going on. And so, you know, I think that's kind of what it comes down to a few times with some of these young people is just when we're making those passes or when I kind of lock eyes with you, you know, is it going well? And I know that sounds a little harsh or a little brash, but I think that's really what it comes down to at times is, you know, how's it going when I look up or I get you're in my line of sight, and is it going well or is it not? And I think we both kind of can know when it's not, and sometimes it's hard to know if you think I think it's going well, obviously. But I think that's something to always keep in mind, you know, as you're kind of getting out here and these seats are a little bit bigger and they've got a few more kids in them, and there's going to be some construction like you're on I-75 or I-71 or however that works. So with that kind of being said, I thought these all did a nice job. We kept 4 back here, but please put your hands together for these young people that are going to head back to their pens. They do a really nice job. We're kind of getting into that heat and intensity part of it.
Your results out of Division 5, Ring B, Heat E. Shelby Earnhardt, Arkansas. Cole Thomas, Indiana. Blaine Sorrell, Ohio.
I think we've got one more heat to go here in Division II, but another nice set, you know, and I mean, again, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper as we move on through this. And again, we're going to keep two young people out of this particular drive, you know. Common question when you judge showmanship, and it's one of the tougher ones to do. There's no doubt about that, but a common question is, at the end of the day, after you've kind of studied through a couple of hundred kids, one individual kid will come up and say, what could I do better? And that's a really hard question to answer, right? I think, you know, as a judge, I just kind of look for different things in regards to how those people just kind of manage their livestock out in the ring. Sometimes I'll have a pretty good idea when they hit the ring, and then maybe things will change as the drive continues, and people just kind of outwork some folks. But a great set. The two people we're keeping back in this particular drive is going to be this young man right here with the paisley shirt. Congratulations to you. And the young lady in the orange paisley, she's going to come back as well. Congratulations to everybody. Nice job.
Results out of Division. Results out of Division II, Heat E. Camden Lee, Ohio. Arlie Shea Fulcher, North Carolina. Those are your callbacks, Division II, Heat E. We are now showing Division II, Heat F.
Well, I think if you're a parent of these exhibitors or you're somebody that cheers for them at home, which is so cool nowadays that we can live stream a show. You don't have to be here to watch your grandkid or your niece or your nephew or just, you know, somebody that's on your home team. We like to call it the home team. If they're on your home team and you can't be here, I think you should be very proud of what they're exhibiting out here. We've got hogs that, you know, are doing a really good job for their partners. I think we've got showmen that just get out here and really get after it. And I think that's just, you know, something to be very proud of at the end of the day. You know, it takes a lot of time and work, and even on our off days, you guys are still working out here and doing an excellent job. So as we release these guys back to their pens, please show your appreciation by putting your hands together for them. I'm very impressed. We got 3 that we're going to bring back for our finals.
Results out of Division 5, Heat C. Congratulations to Barry Guilford, Kentucky, Kyra White, Tennessee, and Haley Schnitter, Ohio. Those are the callbacks out of Division 5, Heat C.
Well, as we work our final heat here of Division II, as we've kind of sorted through here, we're going to end up, I think, with probably about 10, 15 young people out here in the final round. And to me, that's perfectly fine. I know we only placed 10, but I guess if I'm going to err, I'm going to err on the side of too many as to not enough or whatever. I want to give every young person out here who really works hard and gives their maximum effort the opportunity to grab a piece of something here today. So we're going to take 3 out of this final class. The young lady right here in the green is going to be one of them. Congratulations to you. Young man in the yellow shirt right here is going to come back, and the young lady with the teal jacket is going to come back as well. Congratulations to everybody, and we'll look forward to working through the final round.
Results out of Division 2, Heat F, Landon Glunt, Indiana, Brindley Sliger, Indiana, and Riley Balance, North Carolina. Those are your callbacks. Division 2, Heat F, Ring A.
we get out here, and I think that you can make a case for quite a few of these young people to grab a pen. And sometimes I think it's, we pen early and we pen often, and sometimes we just got to take a step back and really evaluate what's in front of us. And as the guy on the other side of the ring taught me, you don't want to miss the forest for the trees. And so sometimes it's good just take a breath, and after we kind of got to sort through these kids and really kind of evaluate and give them some time to kind of settle in. It doesn't hit you right out the gate, and you got to take some time to settle in. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but you give your chance and opportunity to kind of get missed out here. And so I think that's probably one thing as a collective whole that this group needed to settle in a little bit longer. And I think as longer we settle in, we've got a few that are doing a better job. Young lady in the orange striped shirt, I don't know what to kind of call that color of shirt, but she's driving a blue gilt right here. I think those two have settled in quite a bit better than than we kind of started out. And so it's unfortunate when that kind of happens, because I think that's one of those things that we wish we could just have a better first impression at times. We got a couple out here that we just want to be a little more aggressive in the way that we kind of work around that head. Then we got a few that we need to kind of settle down with the way we work around their head a little bit for me. So with that being said, please put your hands together for these young people as they head back to their pens. They all did a really nice job. I'm very proud of them. We'll work the three that got penned up in our finals.
Your callbacks out of Division 5, Heat D, Carson Lynn, Georgia, Haley Wells, Ohio, and Amanda Miklashevsky, Wisconsin. Those are the callbacks out of Division 5, Heat D.
Well, I guess this is round one of the final heat. As I mentioned, I had about 15 people invited back, and obviously we just placed 10. So, and the young lady who's helping me out in the ring today could you please explain to me what you're doing? And I guess that's not the first time that's ever happened to me. But what I wanted to do is just kind of sort down to what is the top 10, and then we'll kind of rerun them. Great job to you young folks. Again, I pinned up, I guess, what I would consider to be the group I'm going to place. I'm going to let you folks kind of take a rest. But let's give these young people a nice round of applause as they head on back.
Another really tough heat. I mean, we expect that, right? Like when you're coming to a show of this caliber, you guys are just doing things that other people wouldn't even dream of every day. We're raising kids that just have a passion for something. And if you ever think about it, kind of step back and take yourself out of your own shoes. Imagine what it's like to be your guys' neighbors. Okay, like, you know, if you don't know anything about showing livestock and you're, you know, a neighbor to you and you're always outside with your pigs, just think about what that looks like, you know, and how much dedication you guys show to the outside community that drives by on your road every day and sees you guys working. And so I don't want to take anything away from you because I know it's a lot of work to get here and get 1 ready, get 7 ready. It's a lot of work. And so you guys are here because you know that you can compete at this level, and it's one person's opinion. And it happens to be my opinion today, and I don't take that lightly, but I want you all to know, like, I recognize how much work it is to get one ready and fit and to go at this level, and then to have somebody say they just don't think it's, you know, quite the cut today or up to snuff. That's tough, and I don't want you to hang your heads. It's just, like I said, it's my opinion. We had a really nice heat here. We kept 4. I think it's kind of a little bit deeper, if you will, and so we've just got a few that I think speed's the issue. A couple are going too slow, and a couple are going too fast, in my opinion. But please put your hands together for these young people as they head back to their pens. They're all doing a nice job. We're very proud of what they're exhibiting.
results out of our final heat in Division 5. Congratulations, Riley Holman, Arkansas. Will Exum, Arkansas. Kayla Cossey, Arkansas. Brady Sorrell, Ohio. We are now showing for Division 5 championship.
Well, it's been a great division, and let's congratulate all the young people who have competed. I don't know, you can really pick this thing apart, folks, in terms of just the top 10, the top 15, whatever you want to do. And quite frankly, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't think that there's a sure way to do this, a solid way to do this in any means. I mean, I guess when you just kind of get out here and you kind of try to sort down to a group of people, I always kind of ask myself in showmanship, if I had a really good one, or if I had two really good ones in a class myself, and I was looking for somebody to drive one that I wanted to kind of keep up on the top end, who would I draft from the barn to do it? And you know, these three young people, along with just about every other one of them, are the one. But the one that I just kind of keep coming back to, smooth, clean, and really a great job. He's always present in the ring, always keeps the hog at a great distance. Young man here is going to be your champion. Congratulations, bud. For second, we got a young lady here who's doing a nice job. Her barrel's wearing down a little bit, but she's going to be second in this class. Congratulations, young lady. Third right here, congratulations to you. And great job to everybody. Once again, if you made this top 10, you're a stick. So congratulations, everybody.
Results out of Division 2. First and champion, Camden Lee, Ohio. Second and reserve, Riley Balance, North Carolina. Third, Landon Glunt, Indiana. Fourth, Brindley Sliger, Indiana. Fifth, Carson Kilmer, Indiana. Sixth, Deegan Sheldon, Indiana. Sixth, Brenna Dreyer, Illinois. Seventh, Annalise Harris, Arkansas. Eighth, Deegan Sheldon, Indiana. Ninth, Millie Foster, Arkansas. 10th, Cora Rohr, Ohio. That's your top 10 lineup for Division 2.
Well, as we kick off Division III here, again, another good set. It's interesting. I was checking my phone just to see how I'm doing on time and speed and that kind of thing. And my older brother is watching this via the live stream today, and he said, "Can you just declare a tie?" He said, "I'm kind of a sucker for little kids," and I think I am too. A lot of people have said my brother's 16 years older than I am. And a lot of people have commented, I've never met two brothers that are more alike, and I don't know how that worked out, but I think we all kind of value about the same thing. So in this class, I think, again, a really good start. We're going to keep 3 back in this particular group. Young lady number 259 is going to be invited back, as well as the young lady in the pink right here with the Duroc gilt, and young lady with number 159. She's going to come back as well. Great job to everybody. We'll keep moving through the heats. Thank you, guys.
You know, I think we've got 5 driving out here for our top 5 in this division, and I think this is one of those times where it's really good to explain what you mean when you kind of have some swagger in the ring, and you kind of have that, you know, I know you like the way I show, and I'm going to do it right, so you have to try to beat me. And I think that's what we kind of got out here. We got 5 individuals that are like, try to beat me, you know, and we've got a few that I think, you know, probably have so much eye contact, and they were so ready to go today. They probably knew what hotel room I was staying in last night. Honestly, they were locked in, ready to go the entire time. And I think there's something to be said for that. You know, this is an opportunity to kind of get after it. This is our only chance to show showmanship at the North American. And so, you know, when you're here and you're ready to get after it, you can tell that this is what was priority 1 today. And I think that's evident through this top 10. It's evident through the semifinals. It's, you know, very evident through everyone that's shown today that this is our priority. But I think, you know, we get out here in this top 5, and that's what hit me so hard was just this what we've prioritized today is doing the best job we can and being very aggressive yet calm, cool, and collected about it. There's one that I think has just really hit me very hard the whole time. I'm not sure when I kind of rank them every time I look up and watch how they're doing this showman has moved much past the top 2 or 3. Young lady here in the red's going to be our champion in this age division. I think I probably spent a little more time trying to decide between 2nd and 3rd. There's probably one that hits you harder right out the gate, and then there's one that probably has a little bit more endurance. I'm going to side with the endurance on this pair. Young man here in the blue-green shirt's going to go next. I think he just does an excellent job. He's one that looks like he could just show pigs all day and never tire out. Young lady in the purple shirt with the black-headed gilt, man, I want to bottle up whatever you had going on this morning. You ate your Wheaties and you were ready to go. I just think that this is just an excellent showman and a good pair. That gilt's wearing down on you a little bit, and I was like, are we going to get a little over aggressive? And I don't think we really did. I think we just got a gilt that's starting to kind of be a little more interested in the shavings, and we are kind of keeping our head up in the air, but you just do an excellent job. I love your posture and your stance as well. That's a really, really good top 3. Not taking anything away from these top 2 that are 4 and 5. Young man in the purple is going to be 4, and I think, you know, again, we kind of talk about driving to win, and he's very aggressive. He's not afraid to cut somebody off if they're in his way, and he's not afraid to get right in the thick of things. At times, are we quite as smooth as the 3 that are right ahead of us? Probably not, but I think that's, you know, that's your personal style, and that's how you are, and I don't want you to change it for me, because I think there's a lot of judges that will suit very, very well. Young lady in the white is one that kind of grew up on me a little bit. The longer we went, I think that she's just kind of got that killer attitude, that killer instinct about where to go. She finds that hole. I find her by herself a lot, and I really like that. She can kind of find the opportunity to kind of find a new lane. You know, this isn't the 100-meter dash, guys. Everyone's kind of in your space. You don't get your own lane out here, and so I think she just does an excellent job of having a lot of ring knowledge and where to go. We move on down the line, 6, 7, and 8, and I told a couple of these young people, when I find you, I think you do a very nice job, but I think we kind of drift off a little bit here, and that's probably what I want to change. I just want to see you in the thick of things a little bit more. We can let these guys out. I talked to all of them before we put them in the pens, just what I think they do a nice job at, and what we might want to change. For me, I think it just comes down to some partner actions here in pen 9 and 10, but again, what a great group of young people. Please put your hands together for a job well done.
results out of Division III, Heat A, Hunter Wells, Ohio. Milena Emmenheiser, Indiana. Harley Mabry, Arkansas.
Another good class here in Division III, and you know, they just kind of keep coming, and it's always, again, like I said, there's that scale that you have in your own mind. There's that thing, those things that you value and you place emphasis on, and it's kind of like Emily said, I heard Emily say over in the other ring, don't change for me. It's just one man's opinion today. We're going to keep back 3 out of this group. Number 213, the young lady right over there along the fence, is going to come back. Congratulations, young lady. We're also going to keep the young man right here and ask him to come back for the final heat. Nice job to you. And this young lady right here is going to come back as well. Congratulations, everybody. Thanks so much for bringing them out.
Your results out of Division III, Heat B, Amity Batt, Indiana. Josie Schiff, Ohio. Colton Kilmer, Indiana. Those are your callbacks for Division III, Heat B.
We move into this next division, and I think that there's quite a bit of sort here in terms of, you know, what style of showman you might prefer, because I think there's probably a few that might suit some of you all on the other side of the ring a little bit better, and I understand and respect that. I think that's what's so interesting about just sort and showmanship is just that, you know, there are different styles in the way to get it done. We're going to keep 3 back here. A young lady in the paisley, colorful paisley shirt right here. She did a nice job. I think sometimes we just kind of get lost in the shuffle. We've got a few other showmen, you know, the young lady with the Hereford. He just not really wanting to get out here and drive. Young man here with kind of the chromed up Gil driving a white belted is one that does a really nice job. At times we're just a little over aggressive for me using that instrument. So put your hands together for them as they head back to their pens. Very impressive this group as we start our next division.
Your Division 5 top 10. Congratulations. From Ohio, Haley Snyder. Reserve, Will Exum, Arkansas. 3rd, Haley Wells, Ohio. 4th, Blaine Sorrell, Ohio. 5th, Kayla Cossey, Arkansas. 6th, Amanda Miklashevsky, Wisconsin. 7th, Kyra White, Tennessee. 8th, Brady Sorrell, Ohio. 9th, Riley Homan, Arkansas. 10th, Annabelle Kegley, Ohio. Those are your top 10 in Division 5. Your results out of Division 6, Heat A. Congratulations, Logan Coleman, Indiana, Chloe Mabry, Arkansas, and Xander Ivy, Ohio.
Well, again, we're going to probably be building up for some pretty good numbers in the final drive, but again, it's all a matter of preference and trying to give again every kid the equal opportunity to to kind of grab a hold of this prize. So I think everybody does a fine job, but the three I'm going to keep back in this particular drive. The young lady in the green shirt there is going to be invited back, so congratulations to you, young lady. This young lady here with the Hereford pig is coming back, and I've got to find him. There he is right there. The young man in the paisley shirt with the Yorkshire will come back as well. Congratulations, everybody. Nice job.
You know, when I'm judging sorting showmanship, a lot of times I try to count up the ones I think are just, doing a good job right off the cut, the right off the bat in terms of first impressions and getting out here and working around. I had about 8 of them, 9 of them, I don't know. I lost count. I mean, you might have seen me, I was counting on my fingers, if we keep this one and this one and this one, how many is that going to be? And honestly, and I'm not trying to be rude, but, they kind of said, y'all do what you want, and so I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to keep 5 because that's just the way it's going to go today. If you know me, that's kind of how it works. I would keep probably 6, 7, 8 of them out here, if we didn't have so many heats, because I think they're all doing a really, really nice job. There's some pace issues the longer we go, and then I think that's some flow issues that we can kind of work on. Young lady in the black, she does a very nice job. Sometimes that barrel kind of gets going on her, and I'd probably just turn that one around a little bit quicker at times. We got a few that I think are just working a little slower than probably what I would deem ideal. But again, a really good group here. Put your hands together as they head back out the bend. I thought this was a very, very deep set.
Results out of Division 3, Heat C. Congratulations, Charlie Morris, Indiana. Allison Liggett, Indiana. Kobe Ishmael, Indiana. Those are the results and callbacks out of Division 3, Heat C. Results out of Division 6, Heat B. Congratulations, McKenna Rohr, Ohio. Lexi Hagler, Ohio. Kara Greiner, Indiana. Lainey Osborne, Arkansas. Bobby Satterfield, Ohio. Those are the results out of Division 6, Heat B.
another really, I think, deep and good group here. Again, you know, you kind of make some subtle decisions and some subtle calls. But, you know, one thing I remember in regards to trying to coach a judging team, I had a gentleman one time tell me that when he sits back and he listens to reasons throughout the course of the day, he kind of lets the kids tell him who needs to win and who needs to, you know, maybe not quite get as good a score. And I think sometimes when you get out here in showmanship, you can kind of keep it about that simple. One time I remember hearing a quote from John Wooden that he gave to his teams, you know, be quick but don't hurry. In other words, be on top of things, but by the same token remain calm and collected and really do a good job of kind of showing off that animal. The two people that do that in this group, to me, the best is young lady number here, 74 right here. She'll come back. Congratulations. And this young man with this red gilt right here is going to come back as well. Congratulations to everybody and great job. We'll be moving on here. Thank you. Good job, buddy.
I'm not looking to get fired mid-show, but I just think we've got a lot of kids out here that are doing a really good job, and we're going to send some back in this particular group that I think do a very excellent job as well. And so it's challenging at times for me to kind of sit back and just really, you know, as we're going down, we've got these deep of classes. This is what happens, you know. So I think it's just very commendable for these young people to be at this kind of stage. Obviously, we're older, right? So we expect to do all the right things, but sometimes that's harder. We've got habits that we got to break. We do things. We've been showing pigs, some of you probably since, you know, you are wee little. And so we've been doing this a long time. And so it's, you know, finding that happy balance between I know what I'm doing and I've got a partner that knows what I'm doing all the time in the same token. So with that being said, excellent job in this heat. We've got quite a few penned up. We're going to bring back. I know it's going to be a bigger finals. We'll deal with that when we get there. Put your hands together as these guys head back to their pens.
Results out of Division III, Heat D. Congratulations from Ohio, Balin Hensel and Demi Lee, also from Ohio. Those are your results out of Division III, Heat D. As our judges move through the showmanship heats, I'd like to introduce your evaluator in Ring A, John Althouse from Illinois. John grew up in Illinois and was a member of the livestock judging team at Western Illinois University. He was involved with the livestock judging team at Lakeland Community College successfully for over 20 years. After advancing through the ranks of department head and the dean of the Ag College, John is now retired and enjoys his time spending with his family. If you would, please put your hands together for John Althouse in Ring A. In Ring B, evaluating Divisions 4 through 6, we have Emily Miller. Emily and her husband Seth live in Haskins, Ohio. They have 3 children, Reed, Brooks, and Della. Emily is a graduate of Lakeland College and The Ohio State University, where she was a member of the livestock judging teams and the assistant coach at her time at OSU. Currently, Emily is a marketing agent for the Wendt Group and Showpig.com. Seth and Emily are the owners of Seth Miller Show Steers, selling steers and heifers to 4-H and FFA exhibitors across the Midwest. In addition, they raise show pigs on Emily's home farm with her dad and niece Claire. The Millers are active members of the Bowling Green Alliance Church and help support numerous family activities on and off the farm. If you would, please put your hands together for Emily Miller in Ring B. Results out of Division 6, Heat C. Congratulations, Mitchell Webster, Kentucky. Corey Kress, Ohio. Emily Hemphill, Ohio. Riley Went, Ohio. Matty Antrup, Michigan. Those are your results out of Division 6, Heat C.
In our fifth heat in this division, again, I think we've got some really good showmen out here. We're going to go just a titch deeper again. Again, I think when we get out in that final heat, we'll have probably just a few more hogs than we'll have, or a few more people, I guess I should say, than we'll have placings. But again, I think it's important that these young people get the opportunity to do their thing and kind of see how they stack up amongst others. We're going to take 3 out of this group. The young lady right here in the paisley shirt is going to return, so congratulations to her. This young lady right here, so congratulations. And the young lady in the yellow there will return as well. Nice job to everybody. Congratulations to that top group. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Nice job, young lady. Thank you. Thank you. Nice job. Good job, guys.
You know, you kind of expect it, right? These kids, they've maybe walked up to the ring a couple of times, and they've heard me say a few things. They've kind of tucked that in the back of their mind to focus on, because that's what I've mentioned might be important to me. And so you expect it to be very tough and very difficult at this stage, and I think it is. I think this is another heat that has some quality and some sort to it for sure. A couple that I think are right on the cusp. Young lady here in the pink. I mean, we came out, and I really thought we were going to settle in, and I think that guilt, the longer she goes, she's less comfortable out here. You're trying to make her very comfortable. She's less comfortable the longer she goes out here. I think that's just a really good show, and I like her ring presence and her stance and her posture for sure. Probably one that's just right on the cuff. Young lady here in the yellow, again, very intense. I think you're having to work a little bit harder on that guilt the longer we go as well. Please put your hands together for these young people as they head back to their pens. A really good way to round out the heats in our final division.
Results out of Division 3, Heat E. Congratulations, Maria Frosch, Indiana, Allie Connect, Ohio, and Leah Emerson, Indiana. Those are the results out of Division 3, Heat E. We are now showing Division 3, Heat F. Results out of Division 6, Heat D. Congratulations from Ohio, Lindsay Dorr, Kylie Morris, Indiana, and Micah Malcolm, Indiana. Those are your callbacks out of Division 6, Heat D.
Well, we've got a final heat to work through, but that means basically that at least on this side, we've seen all of them. And, you know, again, I kind of get back to what I mentioned to my daughter there when she stepped away from the nest, so to speak. And that's the fact that in her life, she'll do far more than I would ever dream of doing. And I kind of think back to when I was about the age of these young people here and the skill set that I had. You guys are so light years ahead of me, it's not even funny. And I really commend to everybody for coming out and doing it. I got to make some tough calls. That's why they pay me here today. And you know, when you make those tough calls, you got to tell some people no. But by the same token, I think it's going to be a really interesting group we have out here in your final heat of showmanship. Young lady number 7, I believe, is coming back. Congratulations to you. Young lady in the yellow right here will come back as well. And the young lady right here is going to come back too. Congratulations, everybody.
Results out of Division 3, Heat F. Congratulations, Kenneth Seaburn, Ohio. Mackenzie Cox, North Carolina. J.J. Boehm, Ohio. Those are the callbacks out of Division 3, Heat F.
Really good here as we're penning up our last one to round out our top 10. We're going to resort and recut them, but, you know, I think one thing to mention here in this group, you know, you guys are obviously the older group. I'm very impressed. You guys do a better job than I ever thought about doing when it comes to showing. This is such a tough game now. We've made this very competitive. You have to have your best day every day. You know, you can't get by with having an okay day and find a pen. You know, I think that's what makes it very challenging. You know, and I have to say, as we kind of let these guys out, though, they all did a very nice job. To me, it's just some personal preference things, speed and distance, and how comfortable they are out here with their partner. A lot of these kids are, you know, with social media now, y'all are probably friends, right? Y'all got a TikTok and a B-Reel and an Insta and all these things. And so I think it's kind of fun to get out here and show against your competitors. It makes it very challenging at times. But as we send them back to their pens, I thought they all did a very good job. I'm very impressed. Please put your hands together for them as they head back to the pens, work the 10 a little harder.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting ringside, if you would, please help me in thanking our two evaluators today. In Ring A, John Althouse from Illinois and Emily Miller in Ring B. They've done a great job working efficiently through the pigs and working with your young people. Absolutely great job by both.
Folks, we've got the what we consider to be the 10 we're going to place sorted up. And again, if you're out here right now, again, you're a really good stick, and you have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. And more importantly, you've got opportunities to win them down the road. You're just not going to probably be able to do it today under this judge, but another judge, another day, another show, and that's what makes this great. It's never easy to kind of stand out of the money. I know that, but by the same token, if you're out here, you should be very, very proud. Let's give these young people here a really nice round of applause as they head on back. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Thank you, young lady. Thank you, young man.
Well, this will be my last time on the mic, and I just want to take the opportunity to thank the North American for having me. It's been a very much a privilege. I'm very humbled to be here. If you know me well, you know that I have a tendency to, I don't know how to put it. I guess I'm very humbled because I come from very humble beginnings. And so for all of you that are out here, those that are back at the pens, and you're wondering, you know, what God has in store for you, I want you to know that you're worthy. No matter if you grab a banner this weekend or not, you're worthy, and that the fact that the plans he has for you are just so much bigger than what you could even imagine yourself. And I say that because this is my second time getting to judge on the green shavings, and for a young lady who only knew about 3 things growing up, and that was our county fair, our state fair, and the North American, this means a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to you guys as well. You know, standing across the ring from John has been just really special, and I know that it's been enjoyable to catch up with him this morning, and very humbling as well. I respect his opinion above, you know, a lot of people that I kind of interact with, making moves out here. I think it's just been very fun. You guys just do an excellent job, and I know it's hard at your age. I'm older, right? I'm older, okay? I'm not that old. But what you guys have to go through in your generation with all of this social media and comparing yourselves to each other, it's incredibly hard, and I can't imagine what it's like to be all of you, because to know that you're on a path and you're doing your thing, that's hard when you've got people coming from every direction every time you pick up your cell phone. And so I want you all to know that your path is your path, and I want you all to be very proud of the way you're going, because your dreams and the passion that you guys have for just showing pigs is going to translate the rest of your life. And so I'm very proud of you, and I hope you know that those people ringside, they're very proud of you too. And so you guys can fire them back up. Thank you again for having me. It's been a real pleasure to work with you. There's a couple out here that I think just do an excellent job. And when it comes to breaking them down the way I like them to show, the way I like them to kind of get after it, I think that there's 3 that suit me the best. I think it's very close. Y'all are welcome to your opinion. You can come and tell me I did it wrong. I don't care. I mean, I'll probably be like, yeah, I thought it was close too. And I'm going to tell you that. So you all feel free to give your own opinion. Young lady with the blue bear right here is going to be our champion in this division. Really fault-free job, really solid. I mean, I told her, I was like, you don't even have whip marks on your pig. Did you even need a whip today? Really good job. She's so calm, cool, and collected out here. She moves so smooth. I think she does an excellent job. Young lady in the purple is going to go next, and she's just got a killer look to her. We had a chuckle over there. She kind of looked at me, and I thought, oh, man, she's going to punch me. You know, I think she just does an excellent job out here. Working around the ring, and ring knowledge is so good. That's a partnership, you can tell. I think at times that guilt works a little bit. A pace is what we need to work on. Sometimes she's a little fast, sometimes she's a little slow. In comparison to the young lady that wins, I think that's what kind of broke the pair for me. Young lady in the white's going to go next. I told her I don't want to get a fight with you either. You are so intense. I love your posture. I love the way you work around the pig. I think that to me is what makes you special and extra special, I guess. Like that bear right there, you can tell as we go, he's got a different gear, and he's more interested in that different gear. Young lady with the belted gilt's going to go next, and I think if we talk about first impression, she's got one that just hits you really hard off the bat. She's got just a great opportunity with that one. That's a nice, well-presented kind of hog, but I think that she does a very good job getting around the ring. Now, for me, sometimes we're not quite in the traffic, and we kind of fall away a little bit. That's what we could probably fix for me. Young man here, you're my survivor. If we're going to call you a TV show, you're my survivor. Working all the way up, you've just got endurance. You know, we kind of get out here, and I think that you and that Gil could go a little bit longer and be fine. You can tell a couple, that's kind of what puts you above a couple that are right behind you. Very good job, excellent job. That's a very well-presented hog as well. In terms of skin and hair, you got to appreciate the time it takes to get one that right and to really be that well presented. As we bring on down the line in 6, 7, I think these are 2 showmen who, you know, we've got partners that are starting to wear down a little bit on us. We're not quite as quick to the go, but they do an excellent job just getting everything done right. And then especially in their heats, they hit me very, very hard, or they wouldn't be out here for sure. Bring on down to 8. 8, 9, and 10. Again, I don't want to take anything away from these showmen. They're better than I ever was. They do an excellent job, and they all do something very well. I told the young lady, I love your stance and your posture, and you're so comfortable out here. Young man and his white gilt, you know, she was kind of done, and he knew that, and he was working pretty hard at that. I thought they did a nice job for me. We get a little close every once in a while, and I told the young lady with the black bear that's rounding out, I said, I think that you could probably show any pig in here and make that one better. That barrel just isn't quite as smooth today. Thank you again for the opportunity to sort through young people. I take my job very seriously. I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend at the North American.
Top 10 exhibitors in each division. Top 10 exhibitors in each division. If you are top 10 exhibitors in one of the divisions of showmanship, you do need to get a backdrop on the north side of Ring A with Steve Mapes. Top 10 exhibitors, you need to get a backdrop all together. Top 10 exhibitors in each division, you need to get a backdrop with Steve Mapes on the north side of the ring. Thank you.
Well, folks, before I kind of make some closing comments, could we just give everybody who's competed today a very nice round of applause? Because it is the greatest thing that we can do for young people to give them the opportunity to get involved in agriculture. And a few thoughts that I'd just like to share. First of all, if you're 5 down through 10, again, don't get discouraged. One of the things when Adrian Platt sent me a questionnaire, said, what was the value you best learned in growing up? And I think above all, it was persistence. You know, at one point in time in my life, I never saw myself out here, and I never saw myself doing some of the things that I ended up doing in my life. And there was a great time where I didn't trust myself enough to be able to get to where I wanted to go. But I never gave up. I kept plugging away. And sometimes you don't have to be better looking or smarter or anything like that. You just got to outwork people. And I think everybody out here has definitely earned that opportunity. I want to take just a couple of quick moments here to share some thoughts with you, and first of all, to really thank the North American. You know, there are certain places when you are a guy that's grown up in agriculture that when you pull into the gate, something just kind of sends a little tingle up your spine. And it's when you get a view, and for me, it's when you get a view of Freedom Hall and the facilities that are here. Then you get to step out on the green shavings and just kind of take it all in, you know. When you're asked to judge an event like this, a lot of emotions go through your mind. One of them is probably being really anxious and really nervous and not wanting to screw up. But by the same token, I got into the hotel last night and I thought to myself, man, this is awesome, you know. I spent some time away from this because I was in administration at Lakeland, and it's great to be back. I just got to tell you, it's an energy boost for me. It's something that I love dearly, and hope I get a chance to do a little bit more of it, even though I'm kind of getting a little older. A young man asked me today, why don't you have any hair? And I said, well, I guess I wish I could come up with a good explanation for it. I lost it a long time ago. I've never really missed it, though. So anyway, that was, I thought, a really cute moment. I do want to recognize Emily over there and Seth, her husband. You know, in 20 years of coaching, you spend a lot of time wanting to grab the big prize, right? And I'm very fortunate that in the time that I coached a couple of champion teams here at the North American years ago. I coached champion teams at other places. We put a lot of hardware in there in the trophy cases. But I'm going to tell you what, folks, it's the people. It's the relationships. I saw, you know, it was great to work alongside Emily and listen to her today. I'm so terribly proud of her. I'm proud of her husband, Seth. They got a beautiful young boy here, a couple of kids at home, and if you don't get the opportunity, or I would just say this, take the opportunity to say hello to those two people because they're very, very special. And I've run in and seen throughout the course of the day so many other young people that they're not young anymore, I guess, but young people that I worked with at Lakeland. And again, when you retire and you get the opportunity to look back, there's not as much to look forward to, but it's the people. It's the relationships that matter. I retired in June, packed up my office, had a bunch of memorabilia there, took it home, and I've got a man cave at home that I like to hang out in. And I didn't unpack anything because it was the summer. I had a lot of things going on. It was just recently that I started hanging some stuff on the wall. And I got to one segment of the wall where I hung a picture of my dad and my brother. I hung a picture of my old judging coach. I hung a picture of my family farm back home and a couple of other pictures that were all about the relationships that I'd had in life. And then I hung some things like some plaques right next to it. And I thought to myself, this doesn't look right. And why it doesn't look right is because the plaques were about things that I was individually recognized for. The best thing that happens here is the relationships and the people and getting an opportunity to spend time with your family. Two guys that are very important in several people that are very important in my life, but I think about the people who are not with me anymore. And my grandfather and my dad never really got to see me do things like this. But I brought them with me today. My grandfather was born in 1890. This is his pocket watch. Okay? Hung on to that. And with my dad, he owned 3 pieces of jewelry in his life. One was his wedding ring. The other one was this ring that he wanted me to have before he passed away. And the other one is his Chester White pin. I wanted to make sure that all those things were with me here today and getting the opportunity to work with the young people. You know, enjoy the moment and the time together, everybody. I'm not just talking about the kids, but the parents. You know, we really get hard focused on winning. And winning's fun, and winning's great, and it's important. But what you got now will not always be there. It will not be there forever. And so take stock of it. Make sure you say thank you, right? There was a mom, a dad, a VOAG teacher, or a good friend who made a difference for you. And you know what? You just don't know when the next opportunity might be to say thanks. My old judging coach passed away in 2015. Very suddenly in November. We talked in September, and that was the last time we ever spoke. And I've said often, there's some things that if I would have known were the last time I would have had the chance to talk to him, I would have said a lot more. But in the end, we ended that phone call the same as we had every phone call we'd ever had in our lives. And that was, thanks, John. Thanks, Bruce. We always ended our phone calls that way. And I think it was always important for us to say that to each other because we really appreciated the time that we spent together and the friendship that we had that stretched about 40 years or so. So, again, folks, Take it for what it's worth today in terms of where you placed, but take it with you for a lifetime from here on out. We're going to fire them up. I'm going to start from 1 on down. 5 through 10 are placed. Congratulations to everybody, and thank you for the opportunity.
Results out of Division 6. Your champion in Division 6, Chloe Mabry, Arkansas. Reserve, Lindsay Dorr, Ohio. 3rd, Kara Greiner, Indiana. 4th, Matty Antrim.